Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 10 Modded Minecraft. Where last time, that is not the button I wanted to press, I don't even know why I pressed it. Last time, we were continuing on down our path for the All the Mods star, and we got quite a few things in this box taken care of. But now it's time to move on. Now, I have a lot of things here, but shut up, phone. We ignore these first four, and we're going to ignore everything here on over. The main things we want are from the Eternal Stella to the Manhattan module. Now, we are going to actually start Oritech, because I want to get the Manhattan module, but I also want to play with all this neat stuff in Oritech. And these are all the things we're going to need to make the Manhattan module, because it needs polonium pellets, Heisenberg compensators, TNT. TNT is TNT. Like, there's nothing to say about that. The Heisenberg is got two different recipes, but then the polonium pellets got all these other different things we got to get through. And it's just like, yeah, I'm going to get to do some stuff. But then the Heisenberg either comes from a super AI chip, which is Durtanium or Duratium, yeah, Duratium, maybe. Advanced computing, yeah. It's a whole bunch of things that is gonna allow us to actually go through the mod quite a bit. But I'm also thinking I might want to go with the Unholy Intelligence, because it does look like it's gonna get us to go through the mod a little bit more, because we got to get like this weird strange matter, which is from refining. Yeah, this just looks cool. So I think we might go that way, but we might also need the super AI chip for something else. So yeah, oh well, a couple things. Nothing super important it looks like right now, but yeah, we'll still make a way for the super AI chip. But we are also going to need things like the flux gate, the processing unit, the fluxite, which needs, this guy, the Inderic laser, centrifuge, fragmenting, pulverizing. Yeah, there's going to be a lot. And I mean a lot of machines. So we're going to need a pretty big space to actually do that. And we're not filled up to the brim up here, but we do have like nothing, like there's a wide open space here, but I think we would take up literally all of that if we were to try to do it there. This is not a good spot to put it. This platform is literally only for power. This is just kind of our little home base area, farming, automation, and then this platform is actually pretty good. It's got nothing going on top, and it has even less going on down here. But I didn't want to put everything down in here either, so I made this. This is another warp pad. Or is it warp pad or warp plate? Well, that one goes to the mining dimension for all of our mechanism stuff. This one takes us down here, and it is down because we are near the bottom of the world, and we're like 5 blocks up from the actual bedrock. But yeah. But down here I've got this little starter room for us to just teleport in and out of. Just kind of wanted to make something look pretty neat and unique. I kind of tried to did not realize that those broke so super easily. I mean, I know they're domum ornamentum, but did not realize they broke that easy. But yeah, did all this just to kind of keep everything tied together, because like you can see colors of like Oritech are orangey, blue, gray, some black elements. So yeah, I did all that together. It makes it look good. I've also got a sensor from Just Dire Things to be able to open both those doors. Not at the same time, obviously, but... And then I got this little corridor that goes around our teleport room. And currently, it has no doors. Because I don't know how big each room is actually going to take, so let me break this out real quick. So I've got this bigger, like, one room just kind of sitting here. So yeah, we'll have plenty of space to actually make each individual room, and if we ever have to go up, we'll have room to go up and over. So yeah. But before we can even get to this, and before we can even get a room designed, we need to look at what will be the first machine we need. Okay, so after making sure I went through most things, it looks like the starting point is actually going to be carbon fiber strands. Except that's not how you spell fiber. Fibre? Carbon fibre strands. That, I don't know if that's a misspell or if that's actually the name fibre. That's only just now confused me. But either way, this is where we need to start because it looks like several different machines, including the upgrade cores later on, are actually going to need these things. So, thankfully, we do have Duraplast already on Autocraft, but we can also make the plastic sheets, things as we're already in the mod. So cooling, molten plastic, fluid separation. Okay. Doesn't look like it'd be too hard to make. Yeah. But first and foremost, I have done two things. One, I put a door here because, yeah, first door is where we're gonna first start. Still no building, but door, so we can get into back here. Second thing I have done is I've cleared out a little space down here to put in a cable and a network transmitter. Are you transmitter or receiver? Receiver. The transmitter will be back home. It is sending the network down here so that way we can actually hook up machines to our actual system. So yeah, that's down there. We're all good. But in order to make these to make these, we are going to need a centrifuge. Now, this is complicated because it requires you to already be in the mod, but this is not. So, if we make a centrifuge, we need to make a couple motors, which means magnetic coils, which in this mod is actually just nickel and some steel. Thankfully, we have both of those on Autocraft. So, generation, not Autocraft, they're generating. So we make these motors. We need at least two. Centrifuge. Spin doctor. Actually, you know what? It would probably be smart to go down here. Oritech. It would probably be smart to start in the actual, page, because this will lead us to the Manhattan module. So it looks like the other thing is going to be an assembler that we're going to want to get started on, and maybe a foundry. But yeah, we are going to make carbon fiber strands. Call you what you want, it grinds. Okay, but we plop that bad boy down. It is nothing. It literally is nothing. So what we got to do is, if I'm not, does it actually show it in here? No, it does not. Add-ons here. Add-ons function as upgrades as well as modules to Oritech. Add-ons are to be added in plug like. Okay, no, got it. I understand that, but no transporting. Machine cores. Here we go. All machines use machine cores. Machine cores form the basic of Oritech. Right-click machines with machine cores to build them. They do not affect speed or efficiency of machines directly, only the number of modifiers. Okay, so the modifiers, speed, auxiliary, Okay, so that's what the cores are going to do for us later on. Oh, it gives us a speed add-on for just making that. Coolio. machine core. Now we up primitive. Better cores allow for more add-ons. Now, thankfully, we can auto-craft a crafting table. And then do that for a primitive. What does it take for a basic? Oh, we can make a basic as well. So primitive, basic, improved is going to need what we're already making. So let's just go ahead and slap that bad boy on there. Right click. And it assembles itself. Nice. Now, these do require power, so I did make up a few gates. And we just slap that on the top just for now. It's getting power. Add-ons. We can place them. Well, let's place this guy right there. Minus energy efficiency, but it is 50% faster. So we need coal dust. This guy, I think, works. Do you work? You do. Bonk. And there we go. We got a carbon fiber strand. So let's... That sounded very wet. That's a weird sound, but you know what? I'm not going to judge because it is making the thing we need. So now that we have these... Oh, it's already ticked off, but I need a pulverizer. Now, we are going to need a pulverizer because, as you saw, we don't really have much in the way of coal dust. Literally next to none. So we are going to have to actually automate this. So, pulverizer. This guy is fairly easy. Okay. We need a couple more motors. And copper block. Looks like a lot of nickel and steel for this. Now, okay. Connecting the guys right next to each other don't actually share powers, so... Okay, so this Oritech actually has its own kind of, like, GUI mod, like, thing. So we have to hold Alt to actually open up the manual over when we're holding one of their things. That's cool. Is that going to tick off the quest, though? There it goes. So we have another gate. Just slap it on the front. It's getting power. And then we just take a bit of coal. And this should... Yep, it is making the coal dust. Neat. Its animation's a little weird. Like this animation's a lot more fluid than this one. This one just kind of snaps. But we are making coal dust, so that's all that matters. So, from there, we are going to want... Oh, it actually does want us to go to the Heisenberg route and not the Unholy Intelligence. Okay. Okay. So the quest line takes us down that route, whatever. So we'll go that direction. So to get this, an enderic compound, we can centrifuge ender dust, skulk, we can fragment, but we don't have a fragmenter just yet. We do have a pulverizer, and if we take pearls of some description, we get 8. Now, I think... Oh, well, fragmenting gives us 12, but again, no fragment. Particle accelerator. Yeah. So right now, the early game seems like enderic compound is going to be the best for us. So, yeah. It's already got a little check by it, but I don't know why it does. But, turning one into more. Okay, cool. So we want to take an ender pearl. Let's take this out, Slap that in. Can I take you real quick? Just want to see. Is the modifiers... Yes, the modifiers are the same. Oh, wow, that went actually a lot faster than I was thinking. So yeah, the modifiers seem to be the same. So, 16, Enderic Compound. Neat. Loads of ways to get this. Alright. And then Atomic Forging. Looks like it's going to be pretty quick. This machine can only be powered by Enderic Laser used to craft high-value items. So I guess we're going to need lasers. So that's down here. So we're going to need some assemblers. But I think I want to get these hooked up to make these and these. The fibres and the compounds. So let me automate this real quick. Alrighty, after a little bit of automation... Door? I think I messed this one up. After a little bit of automation, this is what we've got. There's nothing in the back of the room just yet because I think I'm going to need more things. But we've got the fibre strands being made over here with our centrifuges and a few speed add-ons, which are actually really easy to make. They are speed add-on. They are just a plating, a reinforced plating, some magnetic coils, Duraplast or plastic, steel, and let's see, I use the copper variant, which is just copper, steel, and stone. So, yeah, very easy, very manageable, got it done. So we've got two pulverizers with speed-ons as well. They are making the carbon, as I was saying. We've got two things of pulverizers making the coal dust, and then the coal dust is being put over into these different centrifuges. But then we've also got this one pulverizer making the Enderic compound, which, yeah, that's a lot of Enderic compound. But I don't know how much I'm going to need, so right now it's just still stuck at 1,000. This goes up to 2,000. I, again, don't know how much I'm going to need, so yeah. So we've got those taken care of. We've got those taken care of. So I forgot to hold those in my inventory. Fun. And it looks like I do need to have those in my inventory. Okay, there we go. Put them in my inventory. Putting things together more than a crafter. Assemblers not only allow you to craft newer items, but also improve yield for some of the items. So, assembly. Or is it assembly or assembler? Assembler. Okay, interesting. It's going to take a couple of the crafters from base Minecraft. It could use a blast furnace, or I can use the reinforced guys, like I was just showing you. But I need adamantite, or adamant ingots, which is actually really easy to make. It's just nickel and diamonds. So that's that. Honestly, I could probably go upstairs and get that on crafting. But then we do this when we get the assembler. Now this is a 2x1, and it looks like it needs 3 of the casings. Not casings, cores. Needs 3 of these cores. Doot, and then... That's neat. Okay, that is neat. Do I have any gates? Gate. Put this on the side there for now. Actually, let me put it on there, because that looks like a plug-in there and a plug-in there. But then we need this to make the foundry? No, the foundry just is easy enough to make. I think it's this. Yes. We need the sheet, the carbon fiber strand, electrum, and redstone. Electrum? I was very scared there for a second. I didn't know if we had electrum. Redstone. Sheets. Okay, we do still have some Duraplast. And then the fibres, which are right here. And then it was Electrum, Redstone, Fibres, Duraplast. And is making. Okay, it's smooth and then snappy. That might just be a like a my game thing. But we are making processing units. Awesome possum. I somehow managed to get in here. But Oritech, here we go. Now, this gets us the flux core if we go that route. But we do need to get the enderic lasers. Have multiple uses. They can transfer energy in a very looking fashion. They're used to transform materials. They can break blocks. They speed up amethyst growth, which I think is what we need for the fluxite. If we look for the fluxite, enderic laser, yeah, we're gonna need these guys pointed at a amethyst block, and it'll make these clusters into fluxite. Alrighty, and then these are 2 fluxite, some platinum, and the processing. Alright, that makes sense, because we need these to make the atomic forge. Oh well, we were going to have to go down this route anyways to even do the atomic forge before we even got to the unholy intelligence. Okay, cool. So this is making quite a few forests right now. So, enderic laser, enderic lens, another assembling recipe. Okay. Let's go get the adamant on Autocraft. Let's get these lasers on Autocraft, and I think let's go make a new room for them as well. Okay, after a little bit of automating a few things, we are now pretty much ready to start mining these clusters with the enderic lasers. So we actually need to take one of these budding amethysts away. So I've got this one already all hooked up. I'm pretty sure you're gonna need power though. I think it's just one side needs power, but I do need a button. And then it's just as simple as whoop, balls. Okay. I forgot to turn down the radius. So I was only trying to send that one. Okay. No. Why there. Okay, we just want to send the budding amethyst. We don't want to send everything else. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that worked. Hopefully nothing went weird, but now we have to go back to our little area and check to see. Now, alongside actually doing a couple automations, I did make a few changes down here. I changed out the door for this one into, it's called an industrial hangar door. It's actually a 3x1x1. It's these guys right here. So, yeah, that's what it looks like. It's neat. And I just kind of wanted to change up. I didn't want to keep using only those. So now, when we go in here, it does that. Neat. I also did add in another assembler. Move this one over, I think, a little bit. But I also hooked this one. I don't think it's going to show because I think I have it camouflaged. But you can see at the top, it says Auto Crafter. There's actually an Auto Crafter in here with a few things put in. So that way, anytime we need to autocraft, it'll just send the stuff up in here. It'll craft it, and then I've got an importer right down here. Can't see it again because it is also camouflaged. So yeah, it goes up in, goes in down, and back into the system. And then this one is not hooked up to anything. So in case I need to do stuff, it's just there it is. And if I ever do need to automate it, I can. But we have filled up on the fibrays. We are now trying to fill up on the actual coal dust. Because, yeah, we're all filled up. I mean, all filled up. So, now let's move these out of my hotbar. And go over to our new little room I created. I forgot you were here. So this is our new little room. I had a moment of bleh because I put a room over there and then said no. But yep, this is not where I wanted it. I wanted it down one. Dang it. I mean, it kind of worked. It didn't work, but kind of worked. Okay, let's try this again. So, oh, no. I want to turn this there. Okay. Now, bind to you. No. There. That should be bound now. Now, what we should see... rendered area. Oh no, up one. There. What we should see is that block go to right there. As long as we give it power and a redstone signal. So power, redstone signal. There we go. Okay. Solve that issue. Reason I want it up in the air like this is because I want to put the indirect lasers like on the sides here. And have them shoot into the laser. Let this be like the center focal point. But we got to make those first. So let's go ahead and make... I think we're going to need 12. So it's going to make 12. Okay. And now we can make these. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Advancement laser focus. But we also needed something else to focus it. Target designator. Also, why are you still locked? Okay, I need to make a foundry real quick. Okay, the foundry's got a couple interesting little recipes that we might use later on, but for now it's just going to sit in my inventory. And I've forgotten what the name of this thing was already. Target designator. T-A-R-G-E-T. Target designator. So, from reading this, nope, not that. Laser uses a large amount of energy to fire high power beams, specific direction, rapid long range mining, or long range power transmission system. You can see that's what it does. Has a range of 128 blocks. Energy transfer, fluxite harvesting. This is what we want. Directing the laser at an amethyst cluster will transform them into fluxite when mined. Growth accelerating, aiming at a budding amethyst will massively accelerate its growth rate without destroying it. So basically what these lasers are going to end up doing is when it's aimed at the budding amethyst, it's going to growth accelerate it, and then when it sees the cluster, it's going to make it grow up. So, what? There we go. We need to give it a core, which thankfully we do have. There we go. And then we want to do one over here. Then one over here. And then one here. And then boop, 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 boop. That is cool. Now, by default, I think, yeah, by default, they are set to just follow a player. So that's cool. But we want target position stored. Hey. Hey. Is it left click? No. Is it in here? No. Save a position. Shift right click a machine while holding the thing and it says new target. Okay. Shift right click. There. So should just be able to shift right click on all of these and they will, yep, point at that. And let's see what happens when we give it power. It's speeding it up. Ooh. Neat. So all of these guys are going to need some power. There we go. That's actually pretty simple to understand. And then all the stuff goes into these guys. Oop, I clicked on the wrong thing. Yeah. So you can see they go in here. Now, I don't know. I don't see a way to actually put any add-ons. Add-ons. Oh, can it only go right there? That kind of sucks. Because I was going to plan on pulling the items up through there and then like down through this wall and into there. I do like this though. This is very neat, very interesting. But we do now have the fluxite. Again, I clicked on the wrong thing. That we need. So let me just steal this and let it do its thing. Now, oh, I went into here again. I found out if you press tab, you actually, or yeah, tab. You press tab and you'll cycle through the different tabs. But gets us that, which gets us a flux gate. Now I should be able to actually auto-craft those. I'll put that up there. Gate, yep. Gimme. And we should see the stuff. Hello? The door's being weird, but yep, it's crafting. And boop. Flux gate. It'll complete in the system. And then complete the quest now. Yes, quest complete. So we can now not make the atomic forge because we still actually need another one plus duratium. Duratium. Which actually comes from alloying, engraving, or I think, yeah, alloying in a different way. But, hey, we have the foundry now. So we can actually use this to make the duratium. But unfortunately, this episode has actually run pretty long because I've been getting so into it. So I want to thank you all for watching. Next time we will actually continue on down the Oritech path and hopefully get to the Manhattan module. So thank you all for watching. I've been Dorkman191 and this has been All the Mods 10 Modded Minecraft. Bye y'all.